Everything that begins must come to an end. Just like a candle burns bright but eventually melts away, our solar system is also on a journey, from birth to death. But how does this incredible process happen? And will Earth survive? Let's find out. Our solar system wasn't always here. It started from a giant cloud of dust and gas, formed into planets, and one day it will vanish into darkness. But don't worry, it's not happening anytime soon. In this video, we'll break down the life cycle of the solar system in the simplest way, using real-life incidents you experience every day. Imagine walking onto a messy construction site. Bricks, cement, and metal pieces are scattered everywhere. But slowly, workers start putting things together, and a building takes shape. That's exactly how our solar system started, inside a giant cloud of gas and dust called a nebula. Due to gravity, this giant cloud started pulling everything toward the center, just like water spirals down the drain when you unplug it. Have you ever started a campfire? You gather wood, strike a match, and suddenly, a bright flame appears. This is similar to how the sun was born. As the gas in the nebula got squeezed tighter and tighter, it got so hot that nuclear fusion started, creating the burning ball of energy we now call the sun. Once the sun was formed, there was still a lot of dust and gas floating around. These tiny particles started clumping together, just like how flour and water mix to form dough when you need it. Over millions of years, these clumps became planets, moons, and asteroids. Remember your first day in a new classroom? At first, everyone was moving around, looking for a seat. But after a while, each student found their place and stayed there. The same thing happened in our solar system. Planets found their orbits around the sun and have stayed there for billions of years. Think of a car running on fuel. As long as there's gas in the tank, the car runs smoothly. But once it runs out, the engine stops. The sun is burning hydrogen as its fuel, and one day, it will run out. Have you ever inflated a balloon too much? It stretches and stretches until it can't hold anymore. That's exactly what will happen to the sun. When its hydrogen runs out, it will expand into a red giant, swallowing Mercury, Venus, and maybe even Earth. Imagine blowing on a dandelion, its tiny seeds scatter in all directions. That's what will happen when the sun dies. It will shed its outer layers into space, leaving behind only a small, hot core called a white dwarf. Have you ever seen an abandoned house? No one lives there. And slowly, it falls apart. This is the final fate of our solar system. Over billions of years, the planets may drift away, and everything will be dark and silent, and that's the incredible journey of our solar system, from a cloud of dust to the home of life, and finally, to an empty graveyard of drifting planets. But don't worry. We still have about 5 billion years before this happens. Meanwhile, new solar systems are forming, just like ours once did. The universe never stops creating. If you enjoyed this journey through space and time, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, what fascinates you the most about the universe.